Here we are at example 6 from our 2-5 set of notes. Now you drive a car 400 miles on 11.03 gallons of gas in your tank. Now the number of miles is actually going to vary directly with the number of gallons that you have in your tank. So the question is how many miles can you drive if you have 8 gallons of gas left? Now believe it or not, cars actually do this all the time inside their computers where they can actually tell you, based on how much gas you have, how far you can actually go. And so right now we have an X and a Y, but we're actually trying to figure out which one is the X and which one is the Y. Well, again, the amount of gas that you have in your tank determines just how far you can go. And as a result of that, the amount of gas in our tank would have to be then our X variable. The amount of miles that you can go as a result of that would then have to be our Y value, the Y variable. Now from that we can go ahead and construct our point, 11.03, 400. Now from this information we can go ahead and find out what is our constant of variation. So we end up with Y is equal to K times X. And going ahead and throwing in our X and Y, we end up with 400 is equal to some K that we're trying to figure out times 11.03. Dividing both sides by 11.03. On the right they just cancel, leaving us with just our K, which is equal to, throwing this in the calculator, we end up with 400 divided by 11.03. So it comes to about 36 miles per gallon. So we end up then with our constant being about 36.2647. We'll just go with that. 2647. Now we can go ahead and rewrite our equation using our constant of variation. So we have Y is equal to 36.2647. And we can actually determine then how far we're going to go if we know that we have 8 gallons left in our gas tank. We end up then with Y is equal to pretty much just taking this value, multiplying him by 8. So we can go about 290.12 miles. So again, we can go about 290.12 miles on that 8 gallons of gas. And that's really, really handy to know if you're thinking about planning like a road trip, let's say. Now, if you think about it too, also your cars are constantly trying to find out how far you can go based on the amount of gas that you have in your car. And that actually changes all the time as you maybe like accelerate or brake, or if you just have cruise control. Really, if you have that cruise control, that should give you the best direct variation scenario. Pretty much the truest results that you can hope for. And this scenario actually makes sense too, because if you were, for example, to have 0 gas in your tank, well, how far can you go? 0 miles. Because again, you have nothing in your gas tank. Well, 0 times even this constant variation is going to give you Y is equal to 0. And that's why you can't go anywhere. So again, this model for gas and how far you can go actually very much fits this direct variation scenario. So again, though, that is example 6 from our 2-5 set of notes.